So in this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to do the chunking strum. So we're going to start really slowly. This chunking strum is to get us started on chunking, and then the pattern for the chunking strum is going to work into our song Havana, which is 4 chords, there's a little change up in the strumming pattern. It's not consistent in order to get that Cuban style rhythm that we're looking for. So in order to get the chunking strum to actually work for you, the first thing we need to do is to work on our flick. So I'm not going to touch anything at the top of my neck here. I'm going to work solely on these strings here. Now the sweet spot on any ukulele is up here where the neck hits the body of the ukulele. So that's going to be the sweet spot where we want to do our strumming. And so you can hold this up here and just cradle it in your thumb. But what I want us to work on is the actual flicking to get the chunking that we're looking for. Chunking just means dampening your strings no matter how you dampen them. So I learned the wrong way to do this, and it took me a long time to unlearn doing it incorrectly. So what I want to do is show you how a good chunk works by doing it the right way to get started. And so what you're going to do is use your index finger, and you're going to be aggressive with how you pull those strings down, and then you're going to flatten your hand down on the strings. So if I do that from the side, you can see my finger comes down and my hand flattens on top of the strings. So I'm literally dampening the strings so that it stops the sound from happening. So all I'm going to do is practice flattening my hand on that in order to get the sound that I want, to flatten and dampen the strings to cease them from having any sound. So the next thing is to then, how do I add that chunk, that dampening of the strings, into a strumming pattern? So I'm going to go down, up, chunk, then pull back up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, flatten, up, down, up, flatten. So as you get a little bit faster, you can get this really nice percussion sound as you chunk your strings. And the faster you go, it doesn't look like you're doing much of any change. You can't see your hand flattening the strings, which is why sometimes it's very difficult to learn it, because you can't actually see the full action of what's happening with the chunking. So if we slow that down and down, up, down, and move your hand down to flatten, up, down, up, flatten, pull up, down, up, flatten, pull up, down, up, flatten, pull up. And you can see that I'm flattening my hand out to dampen the strings. And as you get faster, you can hear a rhythm. And that is a chunking strum. So down, up, chunk up, down, up, chunk up, down, up, chunk up, down, up, chunk up. So as I turn it this way, and there's your chunking strum. So yes, it does take practice, but if you do it without, just don't even concentrate at all on chords. Just do the down, up, chunk up, down, up, chunk up. Get used to doing that first and get into a rhythm before you even attempt to add in chords, so you get some muscle memory built into that right hand before you add in the left for the strumming. So picking your for setting up your chords. Okay, so that is how to play the chunking strum, down, up, chunk, up. And the next video will be for adding in our chords and then building up our rhythm with the chunk into the Havana song, which is the rhythm changes up a little bit on one of the chord changes so that we can get our Cuban style strumming pattern to get that Cuban beat that we're looking for in the Havana song. All right, good luck with your chunking. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the chords we need for the Havana song. So that's the G minor, C minor, D major, and then D major 7. So those are the 4 chords that we need. A G minor, one that we're not as familiar with. C minor with here, D, D7. So the way we play these chords is we have first finger, first fret, second finger, second fret, third string, and then third finger, third fret, second string. And so if you can see where my fingers are positioned there, first string, first fret, first finger, second finger, second fret, third string, second finger, third fret, second string. And that makes up our G minor. Now our C minor, we take those same 3 fingers and we position all 3 fingers on the 3rd fret on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string. Remembering that we always count from the bottom to line up where our 1st string is. So we have our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string and 3 fingers on those first 3 strings on the 3rd fret for our C minor chord. Then we just move them up and shift them over for our D major. So that's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string on the 2nd fret. Then to get the D7, we actually just add our pinky to that C string, which is the 1st string, 3rd fret. So we have a D, add the finger, the pinky, and we get our D7. So then when we put those together with our chunking strum, so we have down, up, chunk, switch. So we start on our G minor, down, up, chunk, up, move to C minor, down, up, chunk, up, D, down, up, chunk, up, add the pinky, down, up, chunk, up. Now that gives us a nice chunking strum. But it doesn't give us our Cuban drum beat. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to change up our strumming pattern a wee bit in order to get the Cuban style beat that we're looking for. So it actually sounds like this. Down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up. So we've switched chords before we finish our down, up, chunk, up on the C minor. So we're actually doing G minor, down, up, chunk, up, moving to the C minor, down, up, chunk. But we're not going to complete the upstroke for the C minor. We're going to move to the D major. So down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, move to the D major, up. And then we go up again, up, down, up, move our pinky, down, up, chunk, up. So as we play that, it sounds a little complex right now. So if we do it super, super slow, And if you say the strumming pattern out loud, it should be helpful in order to learn what what the strumming pattern is. Um, and then you can start saying it in your head, and eventually you'll be able to sing the song along with the chords as you play. So we have G minor, C minor, D major 7. So G minor, down, up, chunk, up. C minor, down, up, chunk. Don't complete it. Quickly move to D major 7. Up, up, chunk, up. Then D7. Down, up, chunk, up. So if we put the whole sequence together to a higher tempo, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up. Up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up. So if we say it out loud, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, which I should say chunk. So up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up. So I think maybe that's where I was confusing people a little bit on the strumming pattern at our last practice. So down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up. And so if we can keep working on that strumming pattern and just get the transitions are something to work on too. So if you're falling short on, you finally got the strumming pattern, but now it's difficult to work on the transitions. Work on the transitions by themselves before you add in the strumming pattern. So just do straight up and down strums. So work on the changeovers because they're a little bit tougher because we're not quite used to those chords yet. So down. So G minor, C minor, D, add your pinky. D minor, C minor, D, D7. G minor, C minor, D, D7. And then that's just repeated over and over and over again through the whole song. So if we can nail that, you got the whole song covered. 4 chords, down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up. Repeat, 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 and we've got it. By the time we perform December 1st, we'll have this nailed. All right, good luck, everyone.